So this is take two, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I did a video on this same subject matter, but I didn't like it. The energy wasn't high enough. So I gotta give you more energy. I cracked myself up. Listen, the channel's questionable behavior. I'm Jay. Welcome back to the channel. And before I get started, as promised in my last video, thanking my God, your God, for providing everything that we do, have, think, feel. Man, it's amazing to have him in our lives. And you better thank him. Thank him. Be grateful. Yes, sir. That being said, so I'm jumping into Will Smith. He got a street named after him right by Overbrook High School where he attended school. He told a lot of great stories too. And I'm going to run the news clip of him and the mayor and everybody honoring him right in front of Overbrook High School. But before I get into that, I have a little history with West Philadelphia. I do. So my mom, my dad, and myself, we lived in Germantown. Okay, and I was a little dude. I mean, a tiny little dude. And every Saturday or Sunday or both, we would go to West Philadelphia. Okay, where my mom's adopted parents, my mom and papa, lived. And it was just great memories. Great memories of spending time down there, looking forward, enjoying the bus ride from Germantown, going down to West Philadelphia to see my grandparents and my mother, taking me every single weekend to see them. She honored them as we should honor our parents, and they were great people. That being said, my uncle on the other side of the family, not my mom's side, but my father's side, had a dry cleaners in West Philly. And Uncle Robert, Uncle Robert was like mafia. He was, Uncle Robert was a trip. Cool, super cool. Carried a little 22 on his hip, wasn't playing, and did his thing. Did all the pressing and did all the work in there. But yeah, got some great memories of West Philadelphia, and I feel connected to the story of Will Smith to some degree, not to a large degree, because I didn't spend that much time in West Philadelphia, but the time I did spend down there was exceptional. And the gentleman that they're honoring is exceptional as well, Will Smith, the Will Smith way. And he got into a really nice speech about what Will Smith way meant to him, the way, his mindset, what led him to where he is today. And I liked it. I'm going to let him explain it to you because I don't want to really steal his thunder. Not that I could, but it's really well thought out, well said. He gives honor to his family, and he just seems incredibly humble to me, which is what it's all about. It's not about him as much as it is the journey that he has taken that's led him to the point where he is. You never hear him lifting himself up too high. Although he's elevated and he knows it. Come on, who doesn't? He has a way of infusing humility into his success, into who God has made him. And I love it. Check it out.
I walked across this bridge for my whole high school career in snow and rain. And I grew up at 59th and Woodcrest in Winfield. So I was coming from Winfield. So, I was walking over, but I was running back, Fortunately, the front of the school was just in the hilltop, so you can get back over the bridge, get back home, walk once you got on the other side, But, to have Will Smith way touching in the hilltop, I'm like, yeah. It was interesting when I heard the name. It was Will Smith way. So I started saying to myself, well, what does that mean? Like, what is the Will Smith way? And I thought about that, and when I thought about the Will Smith way, I thought about my mother, my father, and my grandmother. And my mother is still here with me today, and my mom is here. And when I thought about the Will Smith way, the Will Smith way is encompassed in the lessons that I got from my father, my mother, and my grandmother. And I think about them as a triangle that represents the Will Smith way. And I think about my father as the base of the triangle. And right at 56 in Arlington, just on the other side of the bridge, is where my father taught me that you don't get anything without discipline and hard work. You can't make a life if you're not willing to sacrifice and you're not willing to suffer and work for your dreams. And we sold ice at Acrac Ice from 56 in Arlington. And when other kids were you know, you got to have a summer off, soon as school was out, because we sold ice, I was right to work delivering ice all summer. So I see the base of that triangle, the Will Smith way, has to be discipline. When things get hard, you have to be willing to suffer to change the circumstances. Nobody gets an easy ride, you know? And that was one of the things these streets of Philadelphia taught me, that there is nothing wrong with a hard day's work.
Now I got to pause it right there for a second, because what Will is saying is what life is truly about. The hard times, the sacrifice, the self-discipline, the things that we don't necessarily want to do, that aren't easy, is really what is the best things about your life, because it builds character in you. It builds strength, and it provides you a way to overcome difficult situations when they arise, because now you have built up this inner strength that no one can defeat. No one. And it is so incredibly important what he's saying. And I got to tell you personally, I haven't always followed that mindset. You know, I've wasted some time, just like a lot of us have, but that doesn't provide me any solitude. The fact that someone else, also made that error. Nah, because it's all about what we have to do individually to overcome and achieve what God has planned for us. You feel me? It's everything. And now I'm beginning to find the joy in the sacrifice. So while I'm digging down and going through that hard time, what's resonating in my mind is, oh man, you are really on point. You are doing what you need to do to go to that next level. And when I'm thinking about it in those terms, it doesn't make it any easier necessarily for me to get those things done, because I'm sacrificing money, I'm sacrificing my time, which is very important to me. Quality of life for me, quality of life for you is everything for me. Okay? How I spend my time is the most important thing to me now in my life, because it's all about family. It's all about people. It's all about connection. That's what brings me joy. And it's just overwhelming for me to feel that way, because I haven't felt that way all my life. And I really want to share this with the audience, that you can too have that feeling, but you have to work for it. You got to be completely sober, and your mind has to be like focused, and God will provide you exactly what you need to be happy.
And I want to salute everybody on this stage. The people on this stage represent people who are not scared to suffer for what they believe in. They are not scared of discipline. They are not scared of hard work. So I salute you all. The second side of the triangle is my mother. And my mother represented for me education. My mother would say to me all the time, they can't take what's in your head, baby. They can take everything from you except what's in there. And my mother was serious about education that we had to learn. I wasn't allowed to say like y'all or ain't. I remember one time I was running out of the house. And I screamed to my friends. I was like, hey, where y'all gonna be at? And my mother was like, come on back in here. I hope they gonna be behind that preposition. I'm back in the house and I'm crying and my grandmother's like, a y'all is a boat, baby. You know, so my mother was very, very serious about education and understanding that my mind was going to be my key to my dreams. That the study and the work and the education was going to be the key to my dreams.
Now here I go again. I got to stop the video because I agree with him so strongly and profoundly that education is so critically important to success. Because in this society, this is not an animalistic society. You know, we're not going out and hunting for our food, and therefore that mindset and that way of living provides us what we need. No, it's about living in a society with people and not trying to conquer them, and everybody having a fair place in this world we live in. This is not natural. Just so you know, this society, this great empire that we live in is not natural to this planet. This planet is fierce, and it is survival of the fittest when you don't have a democracy and when you don't have the greatness of what our forefathers achieved. Okay? And I mean all our forefathers. I don't mean just white men. I mean black men who built this sucker. You feel me? I mean, everybody. Everybody has a hand in it. So, but education provides diversity. Okay? Education provides a way of thinking differently because I don't know about you. I know everybody out there would agree. I don't use every subject that I learned in school and in college. I don't use a lot of them. I use a lot of common sense, but I do not use humanities. You know, I'm not in a museum trying to do whatever I do in that museum. That's not my job. That's not my career. And your education is not necessarily your career. Some careers follow the educational process, doctors, lawyers, etc. But a lot of our careers do not follow a predefined path of education. Therefore, what does education provide us? It provides us. And what does it do for us? Okay, it shows us how to sacrifice. It shows us how to be patient. It shows us how to sit still and learn. Okay, and if you don't do that, in my opinion, if you don't do that in your life, you don't learn how to be patient. You don't learn how to sacrifice. You know, some of these things are taken back because you don't want to spend your time doing that. Oh, it's too frustrating. Oh, I can't learn. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just have to sit there and open your mind to it. Yeah. There's a lot of things this brother is saying that I agree with. I have perspective on all of it. And I think you would agree as well.
And then the third side of that triangle is my grandmother, my Gigi. And right down at Resurrection Baptist Church on 54th Street, my grandmother, she was that grandmother, she'd be at the church on Tuesday. Like, she was that grandmother. And, you know, Jesus is homegirl. And my grandmother represented the love of God shown in the love for your brothers and sisters of the world. And she showed how every single moment your life has to be in service to somebody else. Even when we didn't have nothing, she was giving it away. She was like, she lived completely in service. And I remember one day she brought a homeless lady into the house, and she was washing. Like Miss Clara, oh, it's my sister Ellen. Yeah, Miss Clara. Remember, she brought Miss Clara in the house, and she washed a homeless woman in the tub and gave her clothes and fed her and all of that. And I was sitting and I was looking, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm never getting in that bathtub again. But a deeper lesson came later. A deeper lesson. A deeper lesson, you know, it was the understanding that the only thing that is ever going to make this bearable, all of the problems, all of the difficulty, the only thing that's going to make it bearable is we have to figure out how to love each other, y'all. We have to figure out how to help each other. We have to figure out how to care for each other. And, you know, when people come out and they look and they see the Will Smith way, I hope that they will reflect and we will reflect. Even me sometimes, I don't get it right. I don't get it right all the time for sure. You know, don't get it right all the time. But, you know, I would love to say, whereas Mayor Sherrell Parker has declared that the city of Philadelphia on July 4th, I will certainly be here myself. And whereas I'm of the Roots, I don't own him, but I certainly will make the phone call. Certainly will. And whereas Jill Scott is in my Rolodex, I will certainly reach out to Jill. And in my contacts, I will certainly contact. Whereas Meek Mill and I are friends, I will certainly reach out to Meek. And yeah, Music Soul Child. So yeah, so we will definitely, I will do my part to try to make it happen. And Kevin Hart, absolutely. Kevin Hart, yes, yes. So hey, Philly, you have. I want to say you know, one word. Where's Miss Brown? So Miss Brown, right here. Miss Brown, Brenda Brown, was my first teacher in 10th grade when I walked through these doors. And Miss Brown's about 5 feet tall, and she used to walk up in my chest, and she would be like, and Miss Brown was the teacher who started calling me Prince Charming. The name The Fresh Prince was coined in that building, and Miss Brown was the teacher that made me, she called me Prince, and I added the fresh because it was hip hop slang. So The Fresh Prince, so thank you for that, Miss Brown. Thank you for coming out today. Hey, her father, Miss Brown's father, I knew Miss Brown's father. Yes, right. No, 1977. All right. Ricky Brown. That is amazing. So, hey, Philly, I love you. I am yours. You are mine. I will see you on the 4th of July.
Woo! Are you feeling Will's message on Will Smith Way? Because I am. It resonates so profoundly with me. Because the foundation of the triangle, his father, discipline and sacrifice, his mother, education, his grandmother, connection, God. There's nothing more important than those three things in life. That is everything that you need to have to be the very best you can be. If you are practicing those three things, you have found the key to life. How's that? How's that for a profound statement? That is what I try to practice every day. And to kind of parlay on what he said, it doesn't always go right. There is no perfect way of doing everything. It's just not. Okay? But you do the best you can. And the more you practice these principles, the better you will become at them. Just like practicing anything in life is going to make you better at it. Practicing love is not hard. It is not hard. And when I say practicing love, I don't mean lovey-dovey love. Oh, give me a hug. Nah. The love I'm talking about is respect. It's showing love. It's smiling. It's saying something nice. Good morning. Good evening. Have a great day. You're amazing. All these things are not hard to do, but a lot of us seem to be scared or afraid to say that to another individual because they're going to think I'm some kind of way. I don't care what you think about me because I love me. If I love me, then anything that I share with anyone is cool, is chill because that's who I am. So if you don't like it, and you have a valid reason for not liking it and you can share that with me, then I hope I grow from it. Otherwise, what you're saying is invalid. You feel me? And that's what the inner love and self-love is all about for me and for you too. It makes you strong to know that God has made you a particular way and it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. Yeah, that's powerful because it removes inhibitions. It makes you fearless. Let's be fearless together. My name is Jay. Please like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. And let's go places. Let's do things. Let's show love to one another each and every day as best we can. Talk to you soon.